What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode, we take a look at the 1-year anniversary of my Deviant Grimoire. We're going to talk about the specs really quickly, and then we'll kind of talk about the overall fit and finish for the last year, what I think about it, and how it's held up. So, quick rundown is the neck is a 7-ply. We went with the roasted maple. There's 2 strips of wenge. Sean, it is wenge. There's 2 strips of wenge. It's an inside joke, people. We got 2 strips of maple followed by purple heart. Purple heart, it looks really cool in there. It's different. Purple's my favorite color. I have my purple ribbon for my wife. She has a severe case of Crohn's disease. She's had well over 100 surgeries, unfortunately. But she is on the transplant list in the event we have to have another surgery. So, it kind of ties into her and what she means to me with the purple and the purple heart. But anyways, we'll talk about her story on another time. I've had a couple of people ask me about it. So, I wanted to tie kind of some homage to my home state of North Carolina. And I wanted something to do with pirates because pirates are big here. So that's kind of the overall idea I went with when I had this built. And so when I commissioned Royce to build it, I knew I wanted a pirate flag on it. And we chose Blackbeard because he is the most famous pirate from the state of North Carolina. And even though it's not historically accurate for his flag, see if you guys can see it now that I got it glowing a little bit. Of course, the side markers and all that glow, as well as the other fret markers. You may or may not see them, but we have the ones across the top and then the ones on the bottom. Stede Bonnet was another famous pirate. I got his flag on my hat here. But anyways, so that was the theme kind of, and we were going with. So we went with a mahogany back, solid piece of mahogany. You guys see that? Okay. Might help if I turn it around. Yeah. So the top is probably the most stunning piece. And that is bog oak. Bog oak, for those who don't know, is essentially it's a fossilized wood. It's between 3,000 to 10,000 years old, and it was submerged under sediment and mud for that time period. It was the perfect environment without decay or rot, which caused the wood to kind of turn from that bright white color or yellowish color that oak has to this dark, muddy brown black color, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So the top is between 3,000 and 5,000 years old. Typically when it's older than that, it's much darker. It almost looks black like ebony, much like the fretboard would. It kind of gets that. So the older it is, the darker it is. It's not quite petrified wood, which is more like a stone, but it is well on that process to becoming a piece of that. So it sits down in that sediment under the mud, muck, and stuff in a bog or a marsh or a swamp, whatever you want to call it, until it's found and somebody strips it down and makes it into beautiful, whatever, guitars in this case. I had never heard of it when Royce had recommended it to me, so I'm super excited that he did. When I looked it up, I only found it on typically your high-end boutique-style acoustic guitars. So, to my recollection, it is the only electric that I have seen with a bog oak top. So that's kind of neat to know. It doesn't mean that's the only one, but it's cool nonetheless. So when we sourced the piece of wood, we couldn't find a vendor right out the gate, and it took us a little bit of time, but we did find one. It came from Ukraine. During the height of the Russian-Ukrainian war, which is currently still going to this day. So I wanted to do a tunematic tailpiece, and Royce just felt that it wouldn't do the guitar justice aesthetically, so he did recommend some other options. So I ended up going with the Schaller Haynes bridge. Chose black and gold out of the colors they had instead of all black. Wanted some contrast to really make the top pop. And so then I chose the gold hardware. I'm not a big fan of gold, but it really does look incredible on this guitar. So pickups were the Fishman Fluence, the Willie Adler set, and I quickly learned that I am not an active player. I don't like active pickups. Aesthetically, they looked beautiful on the guitar, that worn out, kind of gold. But they just didn't do it. So I ordered the current set that is in here. They came with a cover. I didn't like the way they sounded. I took the cover off, and we are where we are today. However, that is also going to change. Royce has asked me to demo some of his pickups and get a feel for them and give them some feedback. So eventually we will have Heathen pickups installed on a Deviant guitar. So it'll be all in-shop house parts and stuff for him on this build. So that'll be really cool. Of course, that's a little ways down the road still. Prototypes and all that. So, nevertheless, that's kind of the specs of the guitar. Ebony fretboard, if I didn't already say it. The stainless steel frets are there. It does have a tusk nut, locking tuners, and that's pretty much it. So, let's get into it. All right, so over the last year, I've noticed the build quality has stayed the same. It's incredible. It's very good craftsmanship. Everything is very nicely done. Nothing has really changed on any of that. I don't have anything falling apart. There's no breaks to it. There's no cracks anywhere. The stain or the satin finish has held up wonderfully. So I am very pleased with the overall build. The only thing I've had to do to it is I did have to adjust the truss rod one time in the last year. I will partially say that is due to where I live. In North Carolina, we get hurricanes. So we'll say it was part of the humidity. It's going to move. It is a piece of wood. It does absorb over time and things like that. So it does kind of move. Once I got it readjusted and got my action and everything set back up like I prefer, again, nothing, no problems. It is a blast to play. It's super smooth. Neck profile is still great. It has rolled edges. I don't remember if it was originally rolled. I know I did roll it a little more as I played it. I just felt that they could have been rolled a little bit more, but that's more of a personal preference than anything. The fret ends are still good. No sprouting or anything like that. No complaints there. So again, it's just an overall really good guitar. It was fantastically done. When Royce built it, I believe he'd only been building guitars about a year. So that really speaks volumes to his craftsmanship. It was March or April of 2022 when I originally placed the order. And I knew there was going to be a wait time. And it was delivered in early September. So here we are to the 1 year anniversary. Now, if you guys don't already know, you should probably check out Deviant Guitars. Royce does incredible work. He has definitely got a boatload of work going on right now. I'm going to be placing another order. It'll be my third Deviant guitar. Small businesses definitely deserve the money. They're what makes the world go round. And I still have my Reaper. It is actually right there on the workbench. And eventually that one will have some Heathen pickups in it as well. So if you don't know, Heathen pickups are a sister company or a byproduct of Deviant Guitars. So Royce will eventually, if everything goes to plan, have his own pickups, and that's going to be great to see. So hopefully it all works out, and I can get some playtesting done and see how they sound in this beast, because it's been an incredible ride with this guitar, and I am super thankful for Royce and the work that he has done. Now, I know my next guitar is going to be a lot different, and I can't wait to see the quality of work and how it's improved, because, I mean, from where he's at right at this moment in time until when I bought this at that moment in time to where he's currently at, his work has already improved, and I can tell you that just based on the work that he's pumping out from the guitars that I've seen online. Of course, fit and finish feel in person is different than a photo, and that's okay. But from the people I know that have them and it sees them on a regular, yeah, his work is definitely improved. There's plenty of quality work that can be had, but I would rather wait and pay for quality work on a window than to buy a big name and still not get that same quality. So just food for thought for those of you guys out there who want to complain about wait times and build times and things like that. You get what you pay for. So I am very happy with it. I couldn't thank Royce enough. Again, this is my first full year with this guitar. The Reaper will be the second one, and it's coming up soon for the 1 year anniversary of it. Maybe not quite. Yeah, it's coming up a couple months. We're still a little ways out. I think it came in the mail in January or February, something like that, right? So a couple more months and we'll talk about it. And that's kind of that. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Again, check out Royce at deviantguitars.com. He is definitely well worth looking into and getting either a custom shop or one of his regular builds. So tell me in the comments below what you guys thought overall, and we'll talk to you in the next one.